Okay, everybody, here we have the University of St. Thomas following a win over Marymount in the third round of the NCAA tournament. With us, we have head coach Ruth Sin, seniors Caitlin Langer and Paige Gurnis. Coach, we'll start with you. General comments on the game, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Again, it had to be an exciting game as a fan, in that it was a game of plays. It wasn't as much of a game of mistakes. If I'm looking at turnovers, they're 10 and 14, which it's a game of plays. You know, I give Marymount a lot of credit. They execute so well. Coming into this game, we said that one of the things that we were so impressed with them is how disciplined they were to their system and understanding what their strengths were, and they did a great job with that. I'm real proud of our girls because, you know, we had to look for some different ways again to score. I give Paige a lot of credit. She continued to find a way, and she stepped up big and hit shots. And Caitlin was just so poised. Her and Hannah did a great job kind of getting a 1-2 punch down low, and it was kind of nice to go to the big lineup a little bit.
Coach, this definitely seemed like a game of momentum changes, particularly when you go back to the third and fourth period. It looked like you guys had gained control at about the midway point of the third period, but give them credit. They went on that 12-0 run, and then they seized control, and I'm sure that half-court Hail Mary that they had right at the end of the third period certainly left you guys with a lot of uneasy feelings over there on your bench. And when you got down, I think, by 6 points, you know, I'm sure there had been some genuine worry on your part, but, you know, again, just like last week, you guys stood firm, you kept your poise, and you regained the momentum. Can you just maybe talk about that a little bit?
Well, that's one of the things that we keep talking with this group, and I think they've done a great job of, you know, you use the word momentum, and I know our softball coach, John Cheetah, always talks, you know, momentum is moment by moment by moment, and you just have to put moments together. And we try to do that. Our motto is own the moment. And the idea is every single possession. So we even try to get to a score, stop, and a score to really become a narrow focus. And that's where these guys have done a great job. Even when we were down 6, we just kept talking about what is it that we have to do to be successful. Defensively, to get stops. And then offensively, to execute and try to get that ball moving so we can get easier shots. I mean, obviously, we shot a lot of threes tonight. You know, we like to get a little bit more in-out look. And it wasn't until we got some lane penetration and then we got some easy baskets that we started to get our momentum going.
Caitlin, I wanted to ask you first off, I want to go back to a key moment in that fourth period when you were still down by 4 points. You made that drive and finish and drew a foul, and you made that in-swing and one. That cut the deficit down to 1 point, and that just seemed to change the complexion of everything right then and there. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I think definitely in these big games, there's a lot of emotion, and so I think a lot of times we talk about, you know, momentum and motivation, and I think when a big play like that happens, everyone kind of, you talk about the worry, if we're kind of in that, you know, yellow zone, something like that definitely brings everyone up. And, you know, one of Lucia's threes that she hit, that was another one of those moments where we were like, we've got this. So I think it was really just, it was a confidence builder, not only for me, but I think everyone kind of felt that, including the other team.
One of those ubiquitous energy plays that you talk about.
Correct. And we always talk about being tough together. And so exactly, one of the things we always talk about is how do we bring that emotion and energy, and I love it. Every single time when we're in huddle, I will put arrows at, look at them screaming at each other, and this is what you do. I mean, that's what you play, so celebrate it. Celebrate it.
So, Paige, be honest. Have you hit 3 threes in a game before?
Never. I normally take like 1 3 a game.
High school or college?
I didn't shoot threes in high school.
He's been hitting them in practice, though. You can attest to that.
They gave you the looks. 3 for 3, the only 3 shots you took all game. You normally will drive and try to dish the ball off. Were they so open you just felt, I'm going to hit them?
Yeah, and I felt they were like towards the end of the shot clock, so instead of like trying to run and set up our like end of the shot clock play and be low in the shot clock, I felt like I was open enough to take the shot, and we had rebounders in place that if we did miss, we could have the chance to get the offensive board.
I think one of the big things, I was interviewed at D3 Hoops, and one of the things they talked about is they talked about Caitlin, and they talked about Gabby, and then they talked about Lauren, and I thought, Paige does whatever we need. Like she just said, I want to make sure that Caitlin gets the touches, and to have that unselfish of a leader and a player on your team, and then defensively she's just going to make the other team's life miserable. I mean, Paige, and I've told you this, I have just thoroughly loved coaching you because you do everything for the team, and I think it was really fun that you got this opportunity because you're very deserving of it.
Coach, the other thing I wanted to point out, just from my vantage point up there in the media area, it's really hard, unless you're sitting up there, when you're down at the court level, you don't really appreciate how well you guys move the ball. When you're viewing up from up there and you see that zip, 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 you can't help but be impressed, and I'm sure that's one thing you guys must work a lot on in practice.
We talk about our spacing all the time, and John's in the room here because we always have to laugh because the conference hates our film because it's way up there, and I think our film is gold because you see spacing all over the place. But I agree with that. The girls do a nice job of spacing and moving the ball.
So Ruth, you seem to make the best, when you had both Hannah and Caitlin in there, you made the run where you got up in the third quarter, and then when the two of them were again together in the fourth quarter, you made a nice run. Was that intentional, to have two big people down low, and to try to dump the ball in more? Maybe both of you could talk about that.
Well, if you noticed where their help was coming from was the other post. That's the hardest double to go against, is one that's both of the post defenders, because it's the biggest. And so we knew they were doing that, and by putting both of us in, if they chose to continue to do their post-to-post double, well, Hannah was going to be open, or I was going to be open, and that's just kind of how we knew that was going to be the look for us. And it changed. Eventually, they started shutting it down, and we switched our game plan again. So that's just kind of the phases of the game.
No, and that's Coach Silk. Coach Silk is the one that's the post coach, and he does such a great job with them. And we just hadn't had the movement going, and to be able to go inside out. And he's like, we got to go elbows low. It's like, okay, let's go with that. And he did a great job with that. And again, you saw that we got the advantage to be able to drive those slots and then find them. And then we even brought Caitlin up again. Okay, but that was Coach Silk that was his idea to go to that. Good job, Coach.
So the last week, start of the fourth quarter, down one, Chicago got a quick bucket. Same thing happened tonight, actually, as you mentioned, they were up at 6. You ever get to that point where you're thinking, what do we got to do to close this gap and to get ahead and stay ahead?
Again, we just kind of focus on each possession. Not making it that point. Maybe we need to really focus tomorrow on the fourth quarter and make sure we start a little bit stronger with that. But no matter where we're at, we're just trying to get a narrow focus on how do we control that possession and continue to bring it up. I think we do very well when we can get defensive stops and then we can run. And Marymount did a great job in transition, not allowing us to run as much and get some easy baskets, so we were in the half-court set. And I'm sure tomorrow it's going to be very similar. It's going to be very similar. Whitman's got a great team, and it's going to come down to that team that can make the most stops. We say all the time, it's championship basketball is about defense, and we've got to make sure that defensively that we keep them on point. Thank you.
Any last questions?
Okay.
All right, thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Was this yours?